What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I am back with another review, and this one is The Boys Season 4, Episode 1, Department of Dirty Tricks. If you like this video, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video for all things The Boys. So let's begin, all right? So basically, this season started out with a bang. I'm happy the show is finally back after we had to wait almost felt like 20 years, you know what I'm saying? The same thing happened with that show Invincible. We had to wait so long for them to finally come out with a new season, all that weird writer strike stuff going on back in 2023. But we're back with this new season. Like I said, this episode started out phenomenal. A perfect way to start out this season. The episode started with Victoria Newman. You know, she's doing her whole campaign thing, and going around doing all types of weird, crooked stuff. She hasn't blown up anybody's head this season yet, this episode. So there's that. Kimiko, Frenchie, MM, they're back to work. And speaking of MM, he has this like new look, and I'm just not feeling that at all. I guess he cut off the beard, and they got him a new fade, and I'm just not feeling the look at all. It's I don't know if the actor was going for like a different role someplace else, but his new look, I wish he would grow his beard back out. He seemed a lot more like the comic book look instead. It's just that beard is just, I'm not feeling it, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, besides that, Huey, he's doing his like technical work. They're basically all sort of like working together as a team during this sort of campaign meeting going on. So they're like doing some type of spy work, basically. It's real similar to how they used to do things in the comic books, doing, spying on soups and stuff like that. Like I said, so he's doing like technical work with Starlight. Butchie, he's like completely sick, and we see him throughout this episode talking to himself. And they're like doing some sort of undercover work at this event. And Butcher, he basically seems like he's just too drunk to even perform, so he's not even really performing as well as a leader. Clearly, the second in command is basically running the boys now, which is MM. He's the one that's basically sort of running the team, and Butcher is looking like a drunk uncle. He's not doing anything. He's sick. We all know he's slowly dying. We find out from last season, so he's just a complete mess this episode. Homelander, he starts the scene off, really triumphant, while we see basically he's at the urinal. So we first thought he was, looking over the city, but he's, sitting here, with Johnson in his hand, but we find something weird going on. We see that he's losing his hair, basically, that hair. So I'm guessing that basically we're finding out that I guess he's slowly losing his powers, which is pretty interesting. I guess maybe the compound V is wearing off. We saw that Maeve was able to stab him in the ear last season, so maybe this is a sign that he's slowly losing his powers. I also love that we had a scene start. It's kind of similar to where it's like the music sounds triumphant and then it just completely dies down. I love that score they use for Homelander. I think it's really cool. It really fits the character that we saw that, we heard that before in Gen V. Spoiler alert if anybody's seen Gen V yet. When he pops up in Gen V, we hear him coming in and his music sounds all triumphant, and then as soon as he makes his appearance, the music just dies down. I really love the way they do that. It just really fits with the character. Like I said, he's losing his hair. We starting to most likely seem that he's going to be losing his powers this season, or he's getting close to it. Something isn't going on here, but he seemed like he's losing his abilities, which is pretty impressive, because it's sort of the opposite of what happened last season, whereas Butcher basically was using the compound V, and we saw that was having a wear and tear on his body. So now we're seeing Homelander losing his powers, So I like that whole switch up going on there. It's like obviously Homelander and Butcher are like two sides of the same coin, Homelander is building up Ryan to basically look down on humans. Look at humans as toys for them to just, play with, basically. So just completely totally look down on humans. That's what he's teaching Ryan to do. So I'm guessing he's trying to teach Ryan to become like the kid from Brightburn or something. But he's trying to just basically get this kid to just be, completely just overrun humans. Or, which what we saw in Invincible Season 2 intro, if you know what I'm talking about. I guess they want that whole father-son crime thing where they're just out here just bullying people, I guess. The boys are spying on, like I said, this campaign event thing, with with Victoria Newman and I forgot the other guy's name. Singer. So we see Homelander. He makes his appearance, and Homelander ends up going to talk to Victoria Newman, and he says a really weird, disgusting joke. Basically, sort of saying, when Ryan ends up meeting Victoria's daughter Zoe, he basically makes a joke saying, "Oh, don't get her pregnant," and just I don't know. I don't know what the heck is up with him, because he ends up saying something later on, in a few minutes after this. He makes that weird, sort of joke about trying to insult Michael Jackson, saying a whole Neverland thing, when it's like he just made a weird joke about, Zoe and Ryan, and then he gonna turn around and say that about Michael Jackson. But anyway, we'll get into that in a few minutes. So Victoria says Homelander is on trial for murder, and basically he's in some trouble now. And Homelander claims that it was self-defense, after, of course, last season he completely blew that guy's face off with his heat vision when that guy threw a bottle at Ryan. So but she refuses to help him. She's not trying to get anywhere near Homelander. She's not trying to get involved in any of his nonsense. Butcher is able to finally get to Ryan to talk to him, to try to get him on his side, and Zoe goes off, and, alerts her mom that Butcher basically is the event. But Homelander pretty much comes in, he stops all this, and like I said, then he says that whole, that comment saying, "Oh, this isn't Neverland," and, insulting Michael Jackson's legacy, It's ironic that Homelander say that, because Homelander's the one that's the real predator, so I don't know why in the road he try to, insult Michael Jackson. He even is the one that, attacked Ryan's mom. So I don't, but Homelander is sick and twisted, of course, so he'll never see his hypocrisy. But Homelander also uses X-ray vision to see Butcher's tumor inside of his head. So we know that basically he's on his way up out of here, unfortunately, Butcher. And Ryan seems like he's conflicted. He's worried about, Butcher, and doesn't want him to die. And, so definitely Ryan is sort of stuck in the middle of, whose side to be on, and so there's that. Fritchie and Kimiko, they get caught. I believe that they were trying to use some type of acid on Victoria Newman by going into her hotel hotel room to basically, I guess, try to poison her, uses acid on her. But Zoe comes in, and she just, I guess, and Zoe must be used to just offing people already with her powers. She just, with no hesitation, just completely kills the guards. And she ends up almost getting close to attacking Frenchie, but Kimiko fights her off and ends up losing her arm during a fight, which is pretty crazy. And Starlight ends up having to save both Frenchie and Kimiko after Kimiko just completely jumps out of the building and splatters and stuff like that. And then she was growing her arm back too, which is kind of similar to like Deadpool. She just slowly growing it back and started as a baby arm, and then it grows into something else. That was completely cool scene though. Let me see. And then Frenchie hops out. Starlight is able to save Frenchie. And yeah, that was it. Victoria ends up catching Huey in a van, doing surveillance work, and it seemed like their relationship was just completely just destroyed, and he tries to throw acid on her, which is some type of acid that I guess Frenchie's been working on, and it seems like she's completely indestructible to that. And instead he says that, hey, basically I'm going to expose you to the press, and she basically threatens to kill everybody that he loves. So there's that. Clearly you can see Victoria and Huey, their friendship is completely over with now. So they're rivals, they're enemies now. She's an op, so there's that. Victoria suggests like it's maybe some type of truce, but Butcher isn't having that. He ends up pulling out the pistol and basically, since clearly the bullet didn't hurt her, it was like, I guess, a slap upside the head to let her know, hey, look, we're not joining teams. So there's that. Let's see. MM and Butcher, they end up beating Grace Mallory. And Butcher says, he tells her that basically he's going to get Ryan back. She, of course, doesn't believe him. She's like, yo, you're just too much going on with you. So she's not really believing anything that Butcher says. So Robert Singer and Mallory, they're pretty much going in on MM about this whole situation. He's clearly, I guess, looked at as a new leader of the boys. So, they're working together so they can all end up stopping Victoria. That's the new number one thing, is just to stop Victoria. And MM, he has a lot on his plate right now, so we have a scene where Joe Kesher comes, and he's like some sort of old friend of Butcher, it seems. Joe seems to, know about Soldier Boy, how they could have used Soldier Boy to be able to stop Homelander, but, Butcher completely missed his shot because he was too busy trying to save Ryan. So Joe seems like he wants to recruit Butcher. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with this Joe guy. I don't know if he is a figment of Billy's imagination, Butcher's imagination. I'm not sure what's going on here because he just kind of pops up out of nowhere. I don't know how he already knew about the whole Soldier Boy situation. I'm guessing that they're a part of the same team back in the day, but somehow he knew about the whole thing with Soldier Boy. And so I'm not sure where this guy came from. He just sometimes I'm starting to get the theory that he might be a figment of Butcher's imagination, possibly. I don't know. MM, he ends up meeting up with his baby mama, Monica, and they talk about how basically their daughter Jenny has been acting up and cursing her mom out, saying some pretty wild stuff. But she also calls him to say that, hey, she wants MM to help find Todd because he's just sort of become totally obsessed with Homelander, and she wants to have MM help find him, which I don't know why he would really care about doing that, but he says that Todd was good to the daughter, so he's like, oh god, let me help my ex-wife find her new man, her ex-boyfriend's wherever he's at. So there's that. Homelander is having like these like weird nightmares we see in this one scene where he's like having nightmares of all the evil he's done, and and I guess his fear of becoming human and losing his powers. So this is pretty interesting. He spent the whole season not caring about anything and being being the most powerful person in the world. Now all that's being slowly taken away from him. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't think that was going to happen. I'm not even sure that even happened in the comics. The DP's on TV talking about basically bestiality and his whole relationship with this whole octopus, and now whoever girl he was dating, married to, is now his ex now, and then she claims that she basically pooped in his bed. Clearly, they're basing all that off the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. So I know where that was coming from, obviously, but of course, the DP's being all strange as always. So there's nothing new with him. His weird bestiality storyline, whatever. We also have a new Black Noir, so that's interesting. I guess this dude is he's not obviously a real Black Noir. He has no powers, I'm assuming. He's just a stand-in. I guess that. I don't know what to do with him. Yeah, there's a new guy playing Black Noir. We don't even know who's under. We don't know if it's a black guy under there. We don't even know. He's just a stand-in, I guess. So there's that. Ashley says they need some new members of the Seven, and they should go down the list of all the new people. The talent chick, she looked pretty hot. I don't care what the deep sand calling her butterface. She was pretty hot. Then I guess she's supposed to be like the way her suit looked. I guess it's kind of similar to like a Black Canary look or something like that. Then this other girl named Hyperion. I don't know how to even pronounce her name, but she looked like she could have been Wonder Woman in one of them DC comic movies because she was fine. I don't know who that was, but I wish she could have been a part of the Seven. And then there's some guy named Dognot. I guess he was into some weird bestiality stuff too. I'm guessing he could have been friends with the Deep because he has some weird relationship with a dog, but whatever. Then they go to this character named Sister Sage. Now, Sister Sage, I heard about this character before, along with this firecracker girl. Sister Sage, I never really liked that name. It was obviously, it definitely clearly sounds like a black name for a black superhero, but yeah, I guess it can't be as bad as Fish Mooney from that Gotham show, that Jada played. And, I always thought that was a horrible black superhero name, but Sister Sage, I never really liked the name. And just, anyway, but she's used to be on the team of Teenage Kicks with A-Train back when A-Train was younger, and she's known to be, I guess, the smartest person in the world. So that's pretty interesting. Then there's another character named the Wrangler, and he's known basically for hurting migrants. And basically, this dude sounds like he's like another Blue Hawk. I'm really hoping that he ain't gonna be a part of the Seven because clearly you're gonna have some tension with A-Train. But then again, A-Train probably don't care about what that man is doing as long as he don't do nothing that nobody is in his family, I'm guessing. And of course, Homelander likes this guy, so yeah, that's hinting at maybe some racism going on in Homelander. Out of nowhere, Homelander just tells the Deep to give A-Train give go down on him basically. I didn't. This just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't. That was kind of, I don't know. And the Deep is about to do it, but Homelander ends up stopping them, and he basically just is mad about how nobody wants to challenge him, which is weird because he's always threatening them, his teammates. He threatens his teammates anytime they even talk under their breath to him, but then he gets mad that nobody wants to stand up to him. So I'm guessing he's just getting bored of being so powerful, I guess. So, that's going on with Homelander. Maybe he's having some identity crisis this season. People are trying to slander the guy's name who threw the bottle at Ryan last season that Homelander just completely blew his whole face off. Now they're trying to demonize this guy, trying to make him sound like he's some type of pedo or something like that, just to basically demonize him to make Homelander like he's the good guy. And the main person that's doing that is this Firecracker chick. Her name is Firecracker. I'm guessing she's supposed to be based off of she's some type of Homelander supporter, and clearly they're basing this whole thing off of MAGA. The whole Trump supporter. That's what they're going with Homelander, and I'm guessing she's that basically some type of the boys' version of a MAGA supporter. So that seems accurate. Starlight is learning how to fly. She was able to fly in the comic book, so now she's just starting to learn how to fly. They doing her like they did Rogue in the X-Men movies. They're just slowly getting her the ability to fly. The team is stressed about how they're going to stop Victoria because they figured that acid didn't work. And MM and Starlight are suggesting kicking Butcher out of the team because they figured that basically he's drunk, he's not doing nothing, he's just not a good influence on the team. So they pretty much plan on kicking him out. Butcher is still talking to himself, and Butcher ends up meeting with Victoria to basically team up. He says Homelander and the boys basically have her in a chokehold. She's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. That's not exactly what he said, but I can't say what he really said because I don't want YouTube to pull my video. But anyway, he basically wants to make a truce with her, some type of team up with her. And he tells her that basically, Homelander and his team has her in a chokehold. So, you can either work with me or, what you want to do, so she says that, make sure that Huey is, she wants to make sure that basically Huey doesn't go to the press about her, and then they have a deal. So there is that. Either, you deal with Homelander or you deal with the boys in the team, to either work with me or you got to deal with one of these two, Homelander or my team. So she basically just says, hey, I don't want Huey to go to the press about my what I'm doing. So it seemed like they are working on some type of deal, basically, them two, Butcher and Victoria. Huey finds out his dad's in hospital. He had a stroke, so that was pretty wild. Firecracker, I guess she's some type of. We also find out she's some type of homophobe, basically. So I guess that goes on along with her liberal right wing propaganda, whatever she's going for. So. Yeah, she seemed like she's maybe also going to be a new version of possibly like a mixture of Blue Hawk and maybe what's her name? Blue Hawk and I forgot the character's name from 2 seasons ago. Stormfront. Maybe she's a mixture of both of those two, I guess. I don't know. Starlight wants to distance herself from her Starlight brand, basically by helping people out, but trying to step away from being Starlight. She wants to be Annie. So Frenchie seems to be getting feelings for this new guy, Colin, who's on Starlight's team, basically. So there's that. More of, we see Homelander is losing some of his pubes, basically. So I guess, and that basically means he's getting closer and closer to becoming human. He seems to want to get closer to Sister Stage and maybe be able to question her about what's going on with him. So he ends up going to her place in his civilian clothes, which is really weird. And I guess, and also that's a sign that he's really just shedding himself. He's becoming maybe more human now, that he's taking off the suit and he's becoming more human by wearing regular clothes and stuff like that. I'm guessing that's what they're going for, metaphorically speaking, I'm guessing. So he comes in there with his regular civilian clothes on, not a super suit. And he, of course, invites himself into her apartment. And even Sister Sage, she even has a reference to not liking her name, which I agree. That name sounds pretty whack. I just wish she would go with Sage. Anyway, he wants to know how smart she is, and she basically is like Tech Knight from Gen V. She just sort of just knows everything, just knowing everything about him, just knowing everything, almost his weak spots, everything about him. She's able to just read him like that, basically. She spots everything. She sees that he's aging and he's constantly washing his hands, and he wants advice from her. And he still isn't happy, even with having everything. We find out about Homelander. Even though he got everything, all the power and all that, he's still not happy. He wants her to join the Seven. She doesn't want to. She even tells him that, with her being, a smart black woman, that basically that would kind of, attack his fragile male white ego. So, saying that he wouldn't be able to handle it. And he kind of hints at it being true, but he does say that he'll listen to her. So he suggests, hey, yo, you can end up, helping the masses out and a whole lot of people and stuff like that, by joining the team. And she seemed like she's interested. So, even though she doesn't have any actual fighting power, anything like that, she's very intellectual, very smart. So, she has new brains of the team. So there's that. Huey tells Butcher his dad had a stroke, and they embrace, but it's only reason why they hugged, so basically Butcher can get the hard drive. So, he clearly could care less about Huey's dad, so there's that. Kimiko tells Frenchie to basically, when they were on a team, on a run with MM, Kimiko tells Frenchie to basically hook up with Khan, because they were clearly never hooking up, which I guessing is true. I guess they only had a platonic friendship going on there, some type of, platonic life partners, I guess. They were just going to only be friends. I thought they were going to go for some type of relationship, but I'm guessing not. So there's that. MM finds Todd, and we see he wants to meet Homelander. They go on to some type of fan meet and greet, kind of like what them chicks do with Chris Rock. I'm not Chris Rock. What chicks do with Chris Brown, with the whole them paying him $1,000 to take a picture. I'm guessing that's what this is. They're going to, they're fans of Homelander, so they want to meet him. So I guess that's what this is, some type of meet and greet thing. And A-Train ends up reuniting with Sage, because they were together on the same team, Teenage Kicks. And she tells him that Homelander wants somebody basically more smarter on the team. So that was sort of her throwing some shade at him. They seemed like they didn't like each other back in the day. Todd was a part of, like I said, this meet and greet thing, and Homelander is there with the new Black Noir, I guess Black Noir 2. And basically, the Homelander says, yo, I want you to basically beat up my fans. And they're like, what the heck is going on? So, of course, Black Noir and Todd, they just go to work. They just turn into Negan from The Walking Dead and just beat these dudes up. And A-Train completely hesitates, but, all the fans end up being completely slaughtered. Homelander, being on trials, like I said, they're basically copying Trump, and we end up finding out that Homelander is not guilty. So there's that. There's like some type of beef between Homelander's team and Starlight's team. Sage seems to help to create tension to get two teams to fight. So that's her whole thing, is just to create havoc and drama, and just, she clearly has no heart. The boys help Starlight supporters. Some of them getting hurt, and so the boys step in and fight a lot of Homelander's, supporters and stuff like that. A-Train takes Todd's body and drops it off at the rally. Homelander, he's just enjoying the anarchy. He could care less about his followers. He just basically loves to see people just fighting. One of the members of Starlight's news team, Kiera, she ends up getting attacked. She looked like she's beaten practically to death. And Homelander, he's not found guilty. Starlight supporters are framed for Todd's death. They want to make it seem like they beat Todd half to death, and that caused a whole lot of crazy tension. knows Sage was behind everything. He's doing his investigation on her. Ryan is feeling completely he's starting to feel a little uncomfortable around Homelander, and he tells him that he doesn't want Butcher to die. And Ryan says his mom loved Butcher, and Homelander acts as if he does. So you can tell that there's some type of rift sort of starting to form between father and son, that you can tell is something is not going on there, and they're not going to be as close anymore eventually. The deep talks with his octopus friend named Amrosia. I can't remember, I forgot her name. I don't even know how to pronounce the role really well. She's voiced by the actress. I forgot her name. Let me see. What was her name? Wait, let me think. Well, I'm not even gonna pause the video. But it's by a famous actress. She was in Doctor Strange. She played she was bald and the bald character from Doctor Strange. I forgot her name, but I know that she's the one that's voicing Octopus. So they're going on that whole weird relationship, I guess. I have a feeling the Octopus is possibly going to end up dying because, you know, somehow I think it's going to die and it's going to be really tragic, even though the relationship is really weird. All the fans are shocked that Frenchie. Also, I heard on the internet a lot of fans are shocked that Frenchie, I guess, has a relationship. I could have sworn I heard that he was like pansexual earlier in the series. So, you know, but we also see Frenchie sees a picture of Colin with a girl. So I guessing that he maybe has a girlfriend or something like that, and he's in a closet. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. If you guys have an opinion about that, comment below. Huey's mom makes an appearance, so this is interesting. Becca comes back as a ghost, and she's the one that's been talking to Butcher and tells him to basically to save Ryan, and she's able to motivate him into getting back to his old self again, to be able to, you know, instead of getting out of this drunken stupor he's been in. And Butcher seems to not want to betray Huey after, you know, he sends a picture of his colon to Victoria to let her know that basically, you know what, we're back to beefing again. We're not going to be in some type of truce or some type of team up or anything like that. So that's the end of the episode. Episode was really good. It was a lot that went on, man. I think they started out strong. I don't know why I'm hearing that the season has not been getting good reviews. I think it started out really good. I can't wait to see what's going on. I didn't think that Homeland was going to eventually start to slowly become human again. Holy crap, that's going to be interesting to see. And the Sister Sage girl, she's going around just creating havoc, just like creating nothing but drama. I wonder how that's going to be like. A-Train, one of my favorite characters. I want to see what he's going to be up to this season. He's conflicted. He's trying his best to, you know, figure out where he wants to go. He clearly is getting sick of being in the team. So, yeah, a lot of the characters seem like in this episode they're all getting tired of where they're at and they wanted something different. So that was pretty good. Sorry, but anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video for all things The Boys. If you have any theories of what you think is going to go on in the next episode, let me know. And thanks for watching my video.